Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Drew Cain, Cameron Matheson, may not be Drew at all, but actually the supposedly dead Shiloh, last played by Kobe Ryan McLaughlin, aka David Henry Archer. Something happened in prison when Drew was doing time for insider trading to protect Carly Spencer, Laura Wright. Not only was Drew severely beaten, but Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, was always present at the time, and may be involved in the nefarious scheme where Shiloh replaced Drew. This could be the case, as Cyrus became a devoted follower of Dawn of Day during his prison time, courtesy of Shiloh. If Drew is in fact Shiloh himself, Shiloh would have a major score to settle with Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco. Not only did Sam attempt to kill Shiloh, and everyone thought she succeeded, Sam undermined Dawn of Day in an attempt to take down Shiloh. If Cyrus was a new follower of Dawn of Day, he could be under Shiloh's spell, and Shiloh coerced him into killing Sam out of revenge. While Cyrus may have had his own reasons for wanting Sam dead, she got in the way of God's plan for Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens Bruning. Shiloh could have ensured that Cyrus did her in to make sure she pays for what she did to him. Not only that, this would ensure that he has custody of Drew's daughter, Scout Cain, Cosette Abinet. Shiloh would want Scout because she is Sam's daughter, and that could also be why he is posing as Drew. Unfortunately, Dex Heller, Evan Hofer, was collateral damage, as he saw Cyrus that night lurking around General Hospital, and he could have implicated Cyrus in Sam's death. After Cyrus killed Sam, Dex had to be next, in order to keep the truth from coming out. Shiloh would have to make sure that that secret is protected as well, in order to keep Cyrus on his deadly path. After Michael Corinthos, last played by Chad Duell, was injured significantly in the explosion at Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, Penthouse, Drew, as Shiloh could have seen this as an opportunity. It appears that Drew wants custody of Wiley Corinthos, Viron Weaver, and Amelia Corinthos, Serenity, and Sequoia Mork Mako, and Shiloh would have a vested interest in Wiley especially. This is because he believed him to be his son with Willow Corinthos, Kathleen McMullen. Willow signed paperwork giving Drew custody of her children if anything happens to her, and Drew returned custody of Scout. Shiloh would want the children to be raised under him and influence them under the Dawn of Day. Shiloh would have to get Michael out of the way first to ensure that he gets custody of Wiley, and he coaxed Cyrus to go to the hospital and make sure that Michael dies from a digitalis injection. The plans went awry, and Michael is still alive. That doesn't mean that Shiloh won't strike again, as he seems to be determined to ensure that he has custody of Wiley, Amelia, and Scout. Cyrus was under Shiloh's thumb the entire time, and no one even knew it. What do you think? Do you think that Cyrus was under Shiloh's influence when he committed his Angel of Mercy killings? Is Drew really Shiloh? Does Shiloh want Wiley, Amelia, and Scout for himself? Port Charles has never been short on jaw-dropping twists, but this one might top them all. According to new General Hospital spoilers and shocking backstage leaks, Cyrus Renault's reign of terror may not have been entirely his own doing. In a wild turn that's now rocking the GH fandom, new details suggest that Cyrus was under the influence, both emotionally and psychologically, of Drew Cain's former alter ego Shiloh during his most brutal killing spree. This bombshell revelation could change everything we thought we knew about Cyrus, Drew, and the controversial Dawn of Day storyline that still haunts viewers to this day. For years, Cyrus Renault was written off as a calculating villain, a drug lord, a manipulator, and a ruthless killer who had no remorse for the lives he destroyed. But recent clues point to a more complex and disturbing truth. He may have been pushed to the edge by the subconscious manipulation of Drew's past as Shiloh, the twisted leader of the Dawn of Day cult. G8 insiders are teasing that fragments of Drew's memories from when he was implanted with Shiloh's experiences may have seeped out during key moments in Cyrus' storyline, perhaps during visits to Pentonville or other off-screen encounters, and left a permanent mark on Cyrus' fractured mind. Let's rewind for a moment. Fans will recall that Drew Kane was once the unwilling host of other people's memories, thanks to Dr. Cabot's memory transfer experiments. For a time, Drew carried the implanted memories of Shiloh Archer, one of G.H.'s most hated villains. Shiloh was manipulative, charismatic, and cruel, especially toward vulnerable women, and his followers eventually regained control over his own mind. Viewers were left wondering what kind of long-term impact those memories might have had, not only on Drew, but on anyone he came into contact with during that turbulent time. Enter Cyrus Renault. Though his evil streak is undeniable, there were moments in his storyline that felt curiously misaligned, even for a criminal mastermind. Several fans notice eerie similarities between Cyrus' rhetoric and the teachings of Dawn of Day, particularly in the way he spoke about redemption, sacrifice, and cleansing Port Charles of sin. He even seemed to take a strangely cult-like approach in how he attempted to sway Laura Collins to his side, urging her to see the truth and let go of worldly judgment. Sound familiar? Those are the same kind of phrases Shiloh used to lure in his victims. Now it seems there may be a chilling reason for that. According to behind-the-scenes whispers, General Hospital writers are preparing to drop a major revelation that links Cyrus' descent into darkness with Drew's unintentional influence during his Shiloh phase. In fact, some sources suggest that Cyrus may have had secret conversations with Drew, possibly during Drew's time at Pentonville, where pieces of Shiloh's personality leaked through, sowing seeds of chaos in Cyrus' already volatile psyche. The implications are staggering. Was Cyrus truly the mastermind behind all his actions? Or was he being manipulated by something far darker? This twist could be the key to redeeming, or at least reframing, Cyrus in the eyes of Port Charles. If he was mentally manipulated or influenced by someone else's memories, it opens the door for a whole new kind of storyline. One that explores mental conditioning, subconscious suggestion, and the lingering effects of memory transfer. And if Drew was the conduit, however unwilling, then he too must reckon with the consequences. Imagine the guilt he'd feel if he realizes that, even in fragments, Shiloh's evil resurfaced through him and indirectly caused a wave of violence. Adding fuel to the fire, fans have been buzzing about a recent interaction between Drew and Cyrus that aired in a cryptic GH scene. The moment felt oddly tense, with Cyrus making subtle references to visions and messages from beyond the self, while Drew looked visibly shaken. Could that have been a veiled reference to their mysterious connection? Viewers who've been paying close attention might even notice that Cyrus' language and tone started to shift around the same time Drew returned to Port Charles and began dealing with his own memory trauma again. It wouldn't be the first time General Hospital pulled off a psychological thriller arc. The show has a long history of weaving complex narratives involving memory, identity, and mind control, from the original Jason/Drew twin-switched to Helena Casadine's many sinister experiments. But this latest twist takes things to a whole new level by suggesting that evil, in this case, may have been contagious, passed not by blood or biology, but by broken memories and buried trauma. So what happens next? If GA is indeed planning to reveal that Cyrus was under the influence of Drewish Shiloh, then the dominoes could start falling fast. Laura Collins, who's always tried to see the good in Cyrus despite his crimes, might finally understand why he seemed to struggle so deeply with redemption and guilt. Sonny Corinthos, long a nemesis of Cyrus, may be forced to reevaluate his enemy's true motives. And Drew Kane himself could be plunged into a spiraling identity crisis, especially if he realizes that remnants of Shiloh still live within him, perhaps influencing his own choices in subtle ways. There's also a legal angle to consider. If Cyrus' lawyers catch wind of this theory, they might try to use it in his defense. Could Cyrus claim diminished responsibility due to psychological contamination? It sounds wild, but in a world where memory transfer is science fact, not fiction, the courts of Port Charles may have to consider it. This could lead to a new wave of drama in the courtroom, with experts testifying about the neurological effects of memory implants and how they can influence behavior. GH loyalists have had mixed feelings about Cyrus over the years. Some see him as a one-dimensional villain, while others believe there's more to him than meets the eye. This revelation could sway public opinion, especially if GH shows flashbacks or new scenes of Cyrus being manipulated or haunted by voices that echo Shiloh's teachings. It could even spark a redemption arc for Cyrus, one that positions him less as a ruthless criminal and more as a tragic victim of mind games far beyond his control. Meanwhile, Drew's arc could take a much darker turn. Despite his best efforts to move on and be a hero, this plot twist might drag him back into the chaos of his past. He's already lost so much: Sam, Scout, peace of mind. And now he might lose something even more devastating: his sense of self. If Shiloh's influence is still embedded in his brain, how can he ever trust himself again? Could he become dangerous without even realizing it? And would those closest to him, like Carly, Sonny, and Willow, start to pull away? The potential ripple effects are massive. Carly might blame herself for not seeing the signs earlier. Willow, already dealing with her own trauma from the cult, could be triggered if she learns that Drew still carries part of Shiloh inside him. And what about Jason Morgan? If he returns and sees how Drew is spiraling, would he step in as a protector, or would he see Drew as a threat that needs to be neutralized? GH fans should also keep their eyes on Dr. Kevin Collins and Dr. Portia Robinson, both of whom have dealt with complex psychological cases before. If they begin investigating the mental connection between Drew and Cyrus, they may uncover hidden files, therapy session notes, or even a suppressed recording that ties everything together. Imagine the shock if Cyrus had kept a diary, or a series of voice memos, describing the Shiloh visions that guided his actions. That would blow the storyline wide open and make for some seriously gripping episodes. General Hospital is no stranger to tackling controversial and emotionally heavy material, and this storyline has the potential to be one of its most ambitious yet. Not only does it delve into the dark corners of the human psyche, but it also revisits key GH history, recontextualizing characters and their actions in a way that makes longtime viewers rethink everything they thought they knew. So where do we go from here? Keep your eyes peeled in upcoming episodes for cryptic references, flashbacks, or moments where Cyrus and Drew share unexplained tension. Watch for Laura Collins to start asking more questions. Watch for Sonny's instincts to kick in as he starts to sense that something deeper is going on. And most of all, keep watching Drew, because if Shiloh really left his mark, then the battle for Drew's soul may have only just begun. One thing's for sure: Port Charles is about to be shaken to its core. And as always, the truth may be more dangerous than the lie. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.